Good morning, everybody. So, this really sucks because I just did about 30 minutes of video with no audio. So, I had my microphone plugged in, but I had the cordless one plugged in as well. So, when I went to edit it, there's no sound. So, oops. So, yeah. Anyways, 75 days sober today. Life is good today. One second. Get some light going. Okay. Life is good today, man. Doing the deal. Meet with my sponsor tonight. Got a lot of good reviews on the talking about my crack cocaine addiction. So figured I'd just tell little stories about things in my life that could relate to somebody or help somebody else. Like today. I'm gonna talk about my suicide attempts, I guess, or my cries for help. Mainly because talking about this stuff takes the power out of it. It helps me. If I keep this stuff bottled inside, then it keeps me sick. Secrets keep us sick, and so I've never spoke with anybody about these things. A couple people maybe here and there. So I'm going to speak on it today. I remember the first time suicide ever came to my mind, ever crossed my mind at all, was when I was in third grade. My mom had gotten engaged to a man. She was 16 when she had me, so she was a young mom. We struggled a lot growing up. She got with this man that was 16 years older, charming man, handsome guy, successful, thought he was the answer to all of our problems, right? But he was an alcoholic. I didn't know what an alcoholic was. I just knew he liked to drink Budweiser. He moved us away to a house we bought in Bonnie Lake. It was in a cul-de-sac. It was a 2-minute walk from Lake Tapps. We had a private beach entrance just for the homeowners. You had to have your own card. It was like amazing to me. It was like the first time I was living this idealistic life of what a kid should. I had my bike. I was jumping ramps with my bike or my friends in the neighborhood. I had like 5 other kids in the neighborhood I was friends with. Rode the school bus to school. It was good for a while, for a minute. Once we got into that house and them doors shut, pretty much is when the terror began. Okay, there's a lot of domestic violence in that house against my mother primarily. Not so much towards me, but some. So the time I'm speaking about, once we got in there, the shouting happened, then the pushing, then the hitting and kicking and hitting my mom with items, guns, the breaking things, just all of it, okay? One night in particular, we were going around with an old VHS recorder, recording inside of the house to send to this man's family back in Illinois. He's from a small town, Oquawka, Illinois. So we were sending the house video to him. He had a couple beers. He was in a good mood. He hasn't, that mean switch didn't get flipped yet. So we were all in good spirits, right? It was fun. We were getting along. My mom was in a good mood. He was in a good mood. We get into the master bedroom, okay? And this is how little something can happen to set him off. He notices the calendar on the wall. And he realizes my mom forgot to put his mom's birthday on that calendar. You could instantly see, I didn't know it then, but when I watch it now, it's absolutely disgusting when I look back, but you could see the switch in him like that. He went from jovial and fun and laughing to just staring into the camera at my mom, pretty much letting her know that you're in trouble. And you can clearly hear it in my mom's voice, and she was terrified. Like, she knew she was in for it. The only thing saving her at that point was that video camera. Because as long as she had that recording, she was safe. And I was right there. Which didn't really stop him other times, but curbed it sometimes. So, we get out of the bedroom, walk down the hallway. I ran up behind him. I'm third grade. I'm a little skinny kid, weak. And I do this little thing. I put my fist on his back and kind of go like that, or try to do this thing that he always does to me. It was all fun and giddy. I do it, and he's 41 at the time, so he's my age right now. My mom was 26, I believe. So I was about 10, okay? He says, why did you do that? You know I have a bad back. Why'd you do that? And now we're in the living room dining area. And I was like, well, I was just joking around. I thought we're having fun. And then boom, smacks me, knocks me down, hit the ground. And he was like, oh, get up. And I was like, you hit me. And he puts his hand out, and I wouldn't grab his hand. He goes, oh, come on, get up. Quit being a fucking crybaby or whatever. And reluctantly, I grabbed his hand. He goes to pull me up, and he, boom, kicks me back down with his foot. Hard, too, mind you. I'm still grabbing my face. Now I'm grabbing my hip. I'm terrified. My mom doesn't know what to do. She's already in trouble, Then he looks at my mom. He said, turn off the camera if he's going to play games. Turns off the camera. Shit hits the fan. He picks me up, grabs me, and throws me down the hallway to my room. Him and my mom start going at it. Well, he's going at it with my mom. My mom knew better than to say anything back, really. She just kind of took it, unfortunately. I'm in my room. I'm hearing her scream for help. I'm hearing things break. I'm hearing him with his growling, mean-ass voice, scolding her. And then you hear the smacking noises and shit like that. I'm in my closet. I still hear it. And I'm trying to cover my ears. I'm in the dark. I'm terrified. I don't know how I can help my mom. He's going to hurt me or her. I was like I froze. You know what I mean? I still have PTSD from that shit to this day. Just a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, before me and my son moved into the tiny home, I was sober then. Her and her boyfriend now got into a screaming match, and they're breaking things. No violence occurred that night, but I was terrified. I froze up in my room, not knowing what to do. It brought me right back to that little boy in the closet. Okay, so I'm hearing things going on, and then it gets quiet. I open my bedroom door because I hear my mom's muffled voice, and I'm wondering what's going on. And I see she's pinned in the corner of the hallway. He's got a gun in her mouth, or it was either up to her chin or in her mouth. I think it was in her mouth because the way she was trying to talk. I must have made a noise because they both looked over. My mom was already, she saw me as soon as I opened the door. And I think maybe that's what told him that I was watching, because he looked back and saw me, and he put the gun out of her mouth. And then he went and tossed it on his bed and yelled at me, go back in my room. Go back in my room. I already knew he threw the gun on the bed. They're in the dining room. He's now got chairs that he's hitting her with. Dining chairs. So I go into the bedroom, and I see this gun on the bed. It had 4 chambers in it, 4 barrels or whatever. A little gun. Never seen it before. Hold on a second. So I pick up this gun. I'm hearing my mom get the shit beat out of her. A few things run through my mind. First thought is I go up behind him, and I put the gun directly behind his head, and I blow his fucking head off, right? Save my mom, save myself. It's all done and over with. Then I think, what if I miss and hit my mom? What if I shoot him, he doesn't die, and he kills me and my mom? Beats us to death, shoots us, whatever. And then I thought, well, what if I put it in my mouth and I pull the trigger? Maybe me dying will make him feel bad enough or sad enough that he'll leave my mom alone. But then a few other things ran through my mind. I didn't want my mom to hurt any more than she already does. I thought then, does he even love me enough? Would he even be sad? Would it even do anything? That was the first time shooting myself ever came into play. I decided to hide the gun instead, and I went back in my room and I hid. And then the fight after that kind of toned down. I got quiet. So that was the first time. Other time I was 13. My mom had taken in 3 of my cousins to live with us. I went from being an only child to now the least on the important list. It was poor me kind of thing. You know what I mean? I felt alone. I felt unwanted. And I don't know what I felt really. So I took a bottle of Tylenol PMs and I swallowed them. My oldest cousin knew. She didn't know where I went, but they found me. But I left the house, and I think I wrote a note. I don't remember. I went down to an alley by the 7-Eleven in downtown Puyallup, and I sat against the wall, waiting to go to sleep. I sat there because I thought they'd at least find my body, and like I didn't want to be hidden or go in the woods and do it, and never be found and picked to death by animals, whatever. They found me, got my stomach pumped, which wasn't a pleasant experience at 13. So, fast forward many years later, I get hooked on heroin. I go to treatment. I get out. I'm living with my mom. I start relapsing again, and it was bad. Couldn't get off. I felt no options. This is before Blake came back into my life, and I had Blake back. I wrote a note to my kids. I have the note somewhere to this day. I kept it. Apologizing for being a failure and for being their father, not being the dad I should have been. Same with my mom. I wrote her a note too. I bought a gram of heroin. I cooked up the most amount of heroin I've ever done in my life, and I slammed it. And I did not expect to wake up the next morning, but I did. I was so mad, I remember. I was cursing God. I was like, why the fuck are you putting me through all this stuff? Why won't you just let me die? Like, what is the reasoning for all this, right? Not in those words. I mean, I'm really mad. I'm hurt. I'm mad. I wake up, my rig's on the bed, my spoon's on the floor. I'm still alive. And then the most recent time was before detox. It wasn't a suicide attempt, more or less reckless, endangering behavior, going down opposite. There's a 2-lane, there's 4-lane highway, there's 2 lanes going one direction, a big medium, grassy medium center, and then 2 lanes going the other way. I got on the opposite side against traffic, going about 110 miles an hour, right down the middle lane, against oncoming traffic, like 110 miles an hour. I was closing my eyes. If a car would have switched lanes at any time while I was passing by, I would have been gone, dead. I was running through red lights that day, stop signs, cutting cars off of my bike, just everything you can think of except driving off a cliff, to just die. I wanted to die, but I didn't want to kill myself because I thought my son would kill himself, or I thought I wouldn't be able to be in heaven with him, and I want to be in heaven with my kids when we go, because I believe in heaven and hell. Okay, I also believe that if you kill yourself, you're not going to heaven. So that's when I decided to go to treatment again and do this life change I'm doing today. That's why I'm in a men's sober house, recovery house, because I need to do something different. I've tried getting sober. Well, no, I never tried getting sober before. I just got caught. Okay, due to circumstances or getting caught, I was forced to make changes. This change was my choice and my doing. And so I'm doing all these things I'm doing, not living with my son, not having him. It's hard as hell right now, but it's for the greater good right now. It's what we need to do. So I'm no longer in that dark place anymore. I'm 75 days sober. I have a new life to look forward to. I was with Blake last Friday, going up to the RV, and he was hugging on me, and he was like, man, Dad, you promised a new life, and we're getting it. I'm seeing the fruits of it right now. We're so hopeful for the future. It's crazy. And, of course I want it to be done tomorrow. I want to be back with him ASAP, but it's going to take as long as it takes. It's in God's hands now, not mine. And as soon as I try to control it, that's when shit hits the fan. So, I'm here to tell you, if you're struggling, if you're in those dark places and you're thinking that the world is better off without you, I can promise you it's not. Even if it doesn't feel like it, there's people out there that love you and care about you, and they will hurt forever if you take your life. It's a permanent solution to a problem that will get better. I promise you. I believe God gave me a purpose and put me on this earth to do something. What that is exactly, I don't know. But I always ask God for strength and courage, and He puts me in situations that force me to be strong and or courageous. And that's where you get the strength from. He doesn't give it to you on a silver platter. Like, here you go. Here's some courage. Here's some strength. So be careful what you ask God for. But I believe God thought I was one of his warriors. And he thought, well, if anybody can handle this, that man can. And he's going to make it out on the other side. And he's going to take his story and he's going to help other people get through some hard shit. Just like I did. You know, there's not a situation I haven't been in, except for sexual abuse. I've never been sexually abused, thank God. But I've been addicted to every drug you can think of. I've been homeless numerous times. I've attempted suicide. I've been locked up. I've been through everything. And I'm here to tell you that it does get better. It may not feel like it. Trust me. You may feel like you're in the worst bottom hole you can be in. But there's a way out. And I know the way out. And millions of other people know the way out. You just have to want it. You have to be open-minded. And you have to be willing. And you have to be honest. It's like legs on a stool. Open-mindedness, willingness, and honesty is what you need. You take one of those away, that stool is going to fall. You need to have all of them. Honesty is the big one, you know. But if the way I see things today is, if I'm doing something I need to lie about, I probably shouldn't be doing it in the first place. I'm a grown adult. I don't need to lie to anybody. And like I said, if I do, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, obviously, because I feel a reason to lie for it. Okay, I don't hurt people anymore, physically or emotionally. Or verbally. I'm accountable to my actions today. I'm responsible as much as I can be today. And I dedicate my life today to helping others. I rarely ever say no. And I just hope that if you're in that dark place like I was, that you pull yourself through it. But you're not alone. You don't have to pull yourself by yourself. We're here to help you. You just have to take it. Like, here's my hand, bro. Or sis, whatever. Take it. Take somebody's hand. Let us help you and walk you through this. Even if you're not an addict or an alcoholic, but you've struggled with suicide. It's not the answer. I'm telling you, it's not the answer. 150%. So pick up that phone. I know it weighs 2,000 pounds sometimes, it feels like, but there's people there, and there's people that will hurt and will miss you. So live to see another day, because it does get better. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It may take a while, but you'll get there. And I believe in you. And if you don't feel like anybody out there loves you, just know that I love you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I would take a bullet for you or anybody. I would sacrifice my life for another person any day, without question. Unless you're a child molester, then I'm sorry, I draw the line there. But life gets better. It does. And I'm proof of that. I'm not quite where I want to be by any means, but I'm grateful that I'm not where I used to be. And to me, that's progress. And it's progress, not perfection. So keep your head up and know that you matter and you are important and you're loved. And I believe in you. And go out there and make today your bitch, like the sign says. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Thank you for all your support and your love. It truly helps keep me sober another day.